It's the Liching Hour. Saturday night. I'm your host, the Lich. Saturday nights are X-Crawl nights. At the moment, I say that because I have some plans coming in about maybe 3 to 4 weeks. So it's a little bit out, but I'm excited about it. Anyway, welcome back. We are going to finish up the last encounter for Louisiana Rising, which I think I have a cool little picture of. Yes, no, yes, here we go. So this is just the top part of the cover of this PDF. But Louisiana Rising is a X-Crawl game set in Louisiana just after a huge storm. It's a relief event. Our adventurers are going through it in order to raise donations. I want to, if you've been following along, and if you haven't, but I want to say that I've been focusing on some key battles within it. That's how I'm kind of approaching all these X-Crawl modules and our adventures. But there's other things that I've kind of skipped over. There are things like at certain points during each encounter, the adventurers can take shots, and the shots give reward like donations to in-game charities and things like that, but also gets the characters drunk, which can affect different things. But the last two encounters, man, these guys did not want to be drunk because, well, one, if you remember, if you watched last week, Brick, our dual welding thief, barely made it out alive. He was down, bleeding out, one more round to go, and the beekeeper came through with an awesome series of force manipulation blasts, killing the red tape golem, and everybody was able to rush in and save Brick from the brink of death. Since then, if we join the heroes now, they rushed in and got him from bleeding out. Untada, our cleric, got to him, was able to heal him, and then part of the prize for the room was, which I got to record, was 6 major healing potions. Untada actually scored, I rolled it just before he started, he rolled a really high spell check for healing and totally capped Brick back up. So Brick is back in the game. He is not out. We did learn some things, though. I usually do this on Friday nights. On Friday nights is a campaign I'm running with Dungeon Crawl Classics, where it's a little bit more campaigny and less the X-Crawl ones are kind of more combat, tactical, kind of fun, just exploring different kind of encounters, where the other one is exploring different kinds of adventures and building a story around these characters. Long story short, I'm building character stories on the Friday nights. If you want to check out the campaign videos, those are on the YouTube station, a playlist called the Campaign 1, because I plan on having more. And then X-Crawl's on its own playlist. But X-Crawl, I've been dipping my toes in the character thing, but I'm thinking I'm starting to feel it with these guys. Like Supernova, our Tina Gosling, Supernova, our elf student, she surprisingly has some feelings for Brick. We did not know that. Brick went down, and she got very upset. One of the first ones to rush to him. The camera, we got her on camera crying a bit of joy when he was back. It's got the rumor mill going. You know, was it friendship tears? Was it something more? There's lots of social posts now about Brick and Tina. Up until then, there'd been a lot of fanfics about Tina and the beekeeper, but now it's all Tina and Brick. Because, frankly, everyone thought Brick was gay, but because he was just too pretty and big, and I think that was a fantasy for a lot of people too. He still might be. It doesn't mean that Tina likes him. Doesn't mean that he isn't. So that's unfolding as it goes. And then another interesting bit happens. So Untada heals Brick, and then heals the others. And see, Owlbear most of the group is like a neutral, law. Owlbear, our crazy dwarf, he's chaotic. He's chaos. Untada makes it a point to tell Owlbear this is the last time he's healing him because he does not want to upset his god anymore. And Owlbear seems a bit miffed about it, and the way it kind of happens is almost like a standoff with the two. And Untada gives him a heal, and then they part because Owlbear's not a good team player. But that little exchange is built up as kind of everyone wondering if there's a rift in the team and that kind of thing. So got that little bit of drama kind of playing out. I think it's more like a WWE thing. Maybe they just kind of played it up for the crowd, but it still is pretty cool. Got the crowd kind of going. Yeah, so I'm talking a lot. So we're gonna skip ahead to the final battle. There was one more encounter in the module between the red tape golem and this final one, and it has to do, I think, with some kind of riddle speaking turtle. But it wasn't so much there was some combat to it, but not enough that I thought was. I wanted things like that where there's got to solve riddles is way better with a group of people, not solo. So we're skipping over that one and going right to the big finale, which is a pretty big finale. I know I said this about the golem, but I'm actually kind of worried these guys aren't going to make it through this because they're going to be facing a fury elemental. And I wonder if we just start reading first. Not a lot of reading. I just read the description of I gotta do a shout out to our sponsor for the evening. Our sponsor is Double Sword Drow Cave Pale Ale. Taste the Underdark. Shout out to those guys. Okay. All right. The final room. Our party. Looking pretty good. They are able to heal themselves up. They're actually starting this encounter out a lot better than they did the last one. They're going to need it. And they each have those healing potions I mentioned. So that's good. So I got healing potions, and there's another little trick in here that's kind of cool. But this is going to be another single. This is a boss fight for sure. Big time boss fight. The door opens to a huge arena, even bigger than the actual arena they're in. The capacity crowd get to their feet and cheer like mad once they enter. There's a big video screen hovering 100 feet over the arena floor, and the DJ dungeon jockey Le Tigre looks down sternly upon the team. Well, let's give a big hand to this brave band of adventurers. Everybody's, yeah, well, look carefully, y'all. These are the survivors of all the traps and monsters that I put before them. They have done themselves honor, but now they need to face their greatest challenge. It's a challenge we in Louisiana have faced constantly. It's the wrath of the storm itself. Defeat the final challenge and survive, crawlers, or fail and surrender to the power of the storm. Ground yourself and have courage. Suddenly, a wind whips up, strong enough to rock your whole team back on its heels. It begins to rain, and there in the rain, you see a man-sized figure with eyes of arcing lightning. It raises its arms and howls. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a fury elemental. Basically, a storm elemental with some crazy twists to it. And it is, it's big, bad, and mean. And it just starts screaming about how it's going to tear all of these guys limb from limb and enjoy it. And once it's done, it's going to use their body parts as battering rams to batter through the walls that keep it in, and it's going to destroy the rest of the town and the city and everybody who's watching right now. It's pretty pissed off. It's a fury elemental. It's doing its thing. So the team's in. This thing comes up, and it's time to go. We're going to roll initiative. What am I looking for? Initiative. Always rolling initiative. Let's roll for the Fury Elemental. It gets a +2 to initiative. Oh, let's bring you in the mix. You got to be watching. You got to watch those die rolls, right? The whole thing about Dungeon Crawl Classics, they state in the book, roll your dice out in the open where everybody can see them because it's life or death when you roll a dice. So that's why I always have a die roll cam. Let me know if you don't like it. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you had for lunch today. I don't care. Let's chat it up. Anyway, 16 +2 is 18. The Fury Elemental is starting out strong with initiative. Owlbear. 13. Brick. Welcome back, Brick. I'm glad you didn't die. He's +1. 5. I realized earlier that before we started this adventure, this one, I was gonna give Brick an enchanted dagger, and I totally forgot. And I think he totally needs it. Because I like the idea that he tries to do he works really hard to be dual welding. He's fast enough, agile enough to do it. But man, because he hasn't had a lot of chances in doing backstabs and stuff like that, it has not really been paying off for him. Then again, he has these javelins. I don't think I've been playing him very well. Let's put it that way. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. Let's play him better. That's what I'm going to do today. That's my goal. I'm playing Brick a lot better. Okay, that was him, right? Yep. Beekeeper. Love me some Beekeeper. 19 Beekeeper. Love it. And he is +1, so he is at 20. And then Supernova. Our elf is 15. I think she's got, no. Yeah, +2. She got 17. And then we got Untada. 2. Big 2. Oh, I like that die for Untada. That's a good one. Okay, 2. He doesn't have any pluses. He's last no matter what. Alright. Cards, please. Untada is last. Brick is next to last. Owlbear. Owlbear is a cool character, but he needs a little oomph too. I don't know what it is. Just something. He hasn't been able to get in the thick of battle, and then when he has gotten in the thick of battle, I've been rolling really terrible for him. He needs a moment to shine. I think he's had a moment to shine, at least in this one. Maybe in the one before, I think he did, but not enough moments. You know. I expect more out of him. Supernova. No. Yes. Owlbear. Supernova's next. And then it's the Fury Elemental. And then it's the Beekeeper. Fury Elemental has quite a few awesome tricks. In fact, I've got 2 index cards of tricks that he's got up his sleeve. Totally like running a video game boss fight right now. Right. Beekeeper. He's quick thinking. He's going to jump into action when suddenly the earth starts shaking. And I don't know, this module doesn't give a very good I keep saying module. By module I mean adventure. I don't think the word module is used anymore. It really kind of shows my age. But the adventure doesn't really do a good job of the maps. That's the only thing the only complaint I have about this adventure. They don't like give you good detailed maps of like for a game that's has a lot of movement, like speed kind of stats about how fast you can move and how fast you think that there'd be some gridded maps. This is a big arena. From what I'm gathering, it's like we're gonna say it's the size of a football field. All right, 300 yards or 300 and some yards. There is that ground starts shaking. The Fury Elemental is kind of pretty much smack dab in the middle of the field. The ground starts shaking, and then this pillar of hold on 1 second. I get back. I scrolled up to the a 6-foot pillar of bedrock with a glowing purple crystal at its summit smashes up through the floor to the I may say about 30 feet to the right of the players. Comes bursting out of the ground and starts glowing. Everybody can feel the benevolence coming from it. It's something good. And then Litagra comes over the screen saying, I've given you a bit of aid because you've got quite a challenge coming up. This isn't part of the adventure. They don't say anything like you're just supposed to, the characters are just supposed to know what to do with this thing. But this pillar is going to, it's got a couple different things. And instead of trying to figure out a way to do this fictionally, if any weapons touch to the pillar, it becomes magical. And if anybody who touches it, the pillar itself, it'll heal them 2d6, but only once. So this comes up. They can feel the vibe of the benevolent. It's a benign earth spirit summoned by Letegre's arcane specialist. Everyone nearby feels its strength and power. About 30 feet out. That happens right as Beekeeper is deciding what he wants to do for the beginning of the fight. And he does need to figure something out. So we got the Beekeeper, we got Bee Nasty. He checks with Bee Nasty and goes, do you really want to go into this? And Bee Nasty says, send me right to the heart of it. So he sends Bee Nasty, his bee familiar, shooting off to the heart of the storm. Crowd goes nuts because it'd be awesome if Bee Nasty just took this Fury Elemental right out with his big old stinger. So he shoots off towards him, towards it, and then, Beekeeper has no, he has no, okay, so his best trick that he's got right now is force manipulation, which is what he used to defeat the last boss. He's probably going to rely on that. It's his because his other spells are like Choking Cloud, Scare, and then he's got a strength buff. The Choking Cloud and Scare are not going to do anything. But he does have Magic Shield, which he's forgotten. But that would be a really good spell for him to use right now because he has no... he knows this is going to be a really tough fight and is already worried. So he's going to... He can remember a spell he's cast by doing a bit of spell burn per level of the spell. So first level spell, he's going to spell burn, meaning he's going to take a hit. And we got what's cool is coming up with a cool fictional way that he does this. It's almost like blood magic from Dragon Age, kind of. I think he did this before. Now that I think about it, he cut his face, but he's not gonna do that now. All right, what he's going to do, he's going to take a hit on intelligence. It regens. He's going to take, what I mean by this is he can spell burn. He can take a point off one of his attributes in order to remember a spell. And then the points is based on, the spell level. So first level spell, so he's going to take 1 point off his intelligence. The last time he did something like this, I did it off personality, and I had him cut his face in order to do it. For intelligence, it's more going to be an internal thing. Maybe he's going to forget something. But then after a day or two he'll regen it, so it's not like something that's going to be completely bad. He could sacrifice a bunch to automatically crit on this spell, but he's not going to do that. But he's going to remember Magic Shield to cast on himself because he has a feeling things are going to get crazy really soon. Or, hold on, does he want to do that? Or is force manipulation like his jam? Because he's been using force manipulation as a way to shoot balls of force at things. But actually, the big thing about it is he can call into being a tower-sized shield or tower shield-sized wall of force that grants a +4 AC bonus to adjacent characters. If he rolls high enough, he can create a wall of force. No, he's gonna do magic shield. Magic shield. He rolls 1d16 at night. Is his mercurial effect on the magic shield. He has +5, so it's alright. He just forces himself to lose memories of his childhood. 17, 22 magic shield. It was not in vain. Not in vain. 1. Alright, that's for the manifestation. Alright. 22. The caster conjures a shield that provides a +4 bonus to AC for 1d3 turns. When casting the spell, the caster can apply the shield to himself or one ally touched. In addition to the AC bonus, the shield also blocks magic missiles automatically. Alright, I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not, but okay. So the beekeeper waved his hand, speaks, and at the moment, at that time, the crowd doesn't know who's going to be doing what. They're actually, a lot of them are watching the force elemental, fury elemental, because it's pretty cool, and they're a little worried, like gripping their kids and stuff, because it's like, if this thing got out, it would just be a horrifying thing. And it's part of the it's partly responsible for the huge storm and the flooding that's happened recently. So anyway, but then this flash of this disc of shimmering blue force erupts out of beekeeper's hands, and that commands the rest of the crowd's attention. Everybody gets work. Gets, all right, these guys are ready. These guys are professionals, and if anybody's going to take out this scary creature, it's going to be this team, which this team does not have a name. I have not named this team. So if anybody has a good idea for a name, let me know. Okay, so he's gonna cast it on himself. He's not gonna cast it on anybody else. He's casting it on himself. +4 AC. Where's my? I thought I did have a. Oh, here you are. AC is 4, so he's got a 15 right now. For 1d3 rounds? Is that it? 1d3 turns. That's cool. 1d3 turns. Actually, no, rounds would have been, well, it would have been the same thing, actually. No, that's the wrong die. 1d3. Come on. Not 1. Not. Okay, 1 round, or 1 turn. Okay. So it'll be start of his next one after next. Okay. That was a beekeeper. His bee, let's see. So, football field's what, 300 yards? We'll say 300 yards. That's roughly 900 feet. That's pretty big. This thing is pretty far away. Maybe it's not that big. Well, I guess that's not terribly big. That's a big arena. It gives a lot of things. Like, a lot of things can happen. There's not a lot of places. There's not like any trees or anything like that. Let me get a handle on this room or this thing. We're gonna do a little sketch. So. 20 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 900 feet. That's so big. The bee has not reached the Fury Elemental yet. I'm beginning to think that he can fly 120 feet at a time. Okay, so say 900 feet long. How wide is a football field? I do not know. Why did I use this as an analogy? Let's Google this stuff. Dimensions of football field. Yeah, I'm pure nerd, dude. I really don't know. Okay. It's 300 yards. It's 300. Okay, that's okay. I'm confused. All right. So excuse me, anybody out there. I was getting confused with the feet. It's 360 feet. It's 100 yards long. That's perfect. 160 feet wide. Okay. This is good. We will rock you. So 260 feet, and then 160 feet. Okay. All right. So let's do a 10 feet block. 10. So it's 36. Okay. Okay. So middle of the field is 180 feet away. 180 feet. Okay. And then the obelisk thing that comes jutting out of the ground, or the pillar, is 30 feet away. Perfect. Okay. The elemental is going to fly. He comes flying up, and everybody gets ready. Okay, so Beekeeper does a shield. Elemental's already moving. The crowd gets quiet when right after they are cheering. All right, the shield goes up, but then that's cut short because the elemental's moving. The elemental moves, and it says, "Now taste my power," and throws his arms up when it's about 90 feet away. And lightning, a blast of lightning shoots out, and the group, they're all standing about 5 feet from one another, and the chain lightning just kind of goes through all of them, which is nasty. Very. They are taking. They can't even. Oh, they can. Everybody can do a reflex save. So let's do some reflex saves. Owlbear. The reflex save is a 13. Oh, I can't see if I'm seeing. Yeah, he didn't. Owlbear did not make it. I need a black die for my brick is not. Well, no, he's a +4. Oh, just barely. All right. Brick is going to spin a point of luck. Point of luck. Where's Brick? Point of luck to get. Oh no, B1D3. To get 3, so he passes. Beekeeper does not pass. Supernova. Wow, I hope I start rolling better, man. And then where's that die I liked for Untada? Where did you go? You are gone. I have lost you. You are not in my hand. Okay, we will roll this one. Untada, also not rolling well. So the only one who made it was Brick. Alright, so Brick is only going to take half damage. Everybody else is going to take full on damage. They're taking 1d6 per 10 hit points they have remaining. Alright, so that means Owlbear, with his 22 hit points, is taking 2d6 points of electric damage. 7 points of damage. Okay, Brick is only going to take half damage. He's only got 15 hit points, so he's going to take I round down. I don't know if I'm supposed to round down or up, but he's taking 1. Beekeeper, he is taking 1 full 1 point of damage. Nice. Okay. And then Supernova is only going to take 1 point of damage. Alright, so this rolling low thing is working out. And Untada has 21 health. He's a pretty healthy guy, so he's taking 2d6. Got cocky, so he's taking 7. That was a good hit. He got hit pretty hard. That's the universal symbol for getting shocked by lightning, of course. Okay. I gotta roll for how long it takes to recharge its lightning attack. In 4 rounds, it'll be back to charged up. 4 rounds for lightning. Alright. The crowd gasps as they watch their heroes jiggle and jerk from lightning as it jumps from each one of them. But there is a cheer as they see their party still standing and ready to fight. Supernova. Poor Tina does not have a history of good opening moves. She just got shocked. So she risked casting Flaming Hands last time, which summons or for her causes kind of a mess. I think she's going to take she's taking a page out of the Beekeeper. She knew what Beekeeper did, and she's going to do the same thing. She's going to cast, she also has Magic Shield. She's going to cast Magic Shield on herself. Where's my green die? There you are. She has +3. Oh, sweet baby. Oh. Well, nothing, she just forgets it. Nothing happened. Oh no, that's corruption. Okay. Tina. Very low on luck. Very low, but not too low. She's gonna spend a point of luck to make that a 2, so that she doesn't get any corruption. She's too pretty. She's too pretty to suffer corruption. So she just, if a wizard rolls a 1, a critical failure, they have to roll in a corruption chart, and they might, like, depending on the spell and things that happen, she might grow a horn or some stuff. So yeah, Supernova no longer knows Magic Shield at the moment. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter now because it does. Here, okay. Terrible. See, like I said, she does not have a history of good opening moves. She speaks the words, nothing happens. It's embarrassing. That was Tina. Owlbear. I said it's going to take 30. It's about 30 feet to the. Okay. 30 feet to the pillar. He's not going to make it, but that's where he's going. Owlbear, he's got his axe in hand, grits his teeth, pulls up his shield, and starts running for the pillar. He's been around the block before. He understands that to kill this thing, his normal weapons are probably not going to do a very good job. So, yeah, he just knows to touch his weapon to the pillar. Brick, same deal. He's got 2 daggers he can touch on this thing, and he moves at 30 feet. He's gonna move. What that does, though, he starts booking across the field. That puts him. All right, so the elemental is 90 feet away from him. He moves 30 feet to the pillar. That puts him within 60 feet of the elemental, which puts him in the middle of this intense hard rain that's within 60 feet radius of the Fury Elemental, which makes it really hard to see. So he's getting pounded on, but he runs up to the pillar and he claps both his daggers up against it. and immediately the weapons kind of like rock kind of flows out of the pillar onto the daggers, making them look like they're made out of rock, as if carved from stone. And we're gonna roll because it gives them a temporary magical weapon of random strength. I'm gonna roll 2 for, there's a little chart here. Oh, well, isn't that nice? 2 4s. They are both +2 now. That's pretty kick butt. +2 daggers. And they're magical. So he hits it, and he looks at the Fury Elemental. He's ready to rock. He might be able to sneak around this sucker. If that makes sense. Untada, what are you doing? Like, poor guy, his spell list, he's more of a controller. His spell list isn't gonna work too good here against this guy. Like, he's not gonna be able to word to command it, Lotus Stare it, paralyze it. Actually, he could paralyze it. He's gonna have to get close or get lucky with the. Hitting this thing with a sling stone seems ridiculous. I think Untada is going to have to get up close and dirty with this guy and stay near his peeps to do some lay on hands. They're not going to. They don't have enough missile kind of fire to do a kind of a long range thing. So Untada is going to get up close and dirty. He's going to get his hands dirty. Let's put it that way. All right. So he is also rushing to the. He's got a short sword. He's rushing to the pillar. Makes it there. Slams it again. Same deal. Hardens up. And he rolls a 2, which I'm pretty sure is a +1. Yep. So Untada has a +1 magical sword now. Short sword. He bares his teeth and raises his sword. Beekeeper, what do you do, sir? Is this the new round? This is the new round. So, round 1. Okay, this hasn't started, and neither has his. So, Beekeeper is still going to have the AC of 15. What are you going to do, son? Are you going to... Oh, his bee... Okay. His bee is fighting its way through... Because as it starts, the Fury Elemental came at him. The rain hit the bee hard. He's dodging through it. The bee is going to attempt to sting the Fury Elemental, which is cool. It's at slight disadvantage because of the rain and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So the rain does a -2 penalty on all missile attacks and spell check rolls within range. So we're gonna count that. He's gonna get because of the rain, the bee's gonna get a -2 penalty, but he's got a +5 anyway, so he only gets +3. So that bee goes for it, coming right at him, right in his he's right in his man-sized face. All right. Oh, bee nasty. That's yellow. 17 +3 is 20. He does score. Watch him do 1 point of damage. Yeah, because the AC was 16, so he hits. Oh, my bad. That sucker only flies 60 feet. I thought he flies. Oh, that was when. No, you know what? That's okay. I only had him fly 60 feet. Whatever. So, I was just talking to myself. The Fury Elemental can change into like wind or like even more, and he can fly faster. And I remember reading that. I thought he could move at 120 feet, but he can't. He can move it at 60 feet until he turns into that. But don't worry, it all works out. He didn't move 120 feet. If you're keeping track at home, Bee Nasty, our large friend Bee, is doing 1d6 +1 points of damage. The elemental takes half damage from all attacks except for spells or magic weapons. So this bee should have touched a pillar. I wonder if we can enchant his stinger. After this, Beekeeper's going to attempt that. So we're having... Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, B, yes. All right. Half of 6 is 3 plus 1, 4 points of damage. Hey, you know what? He actually... Be Nasty flies in, and the crowd can hardly see it happen, actually, because it doesn't hit him that hard. So he's an unsung hero at the moment. The crowd does not see it happen, but the Be Nasty does sting the Fury Elemental, and we need to keep track of the. There we go. This guy. All right. 4 points of damage. I like it. I like it. All right. Now it's the Fury Elemental's turn. He did not like that. Stupid bee. The Fury Elemental, after he does his big lightning show, he says, "That is mere taste of my power. Now you fight. Now I bring the fight to you." And he raises up his arms, and these three kind of beings are, they don't explain what they are. So these three figures appear in front of him. They're like they got shields and swords. Windblade. They don't got shields. Three figures like shadows made from the, okay, this is what they look like. They look like the rain is falling around them, and the rain is so intense that it's falling around them, but they are almost visible. It's just like a shape in the rain with swords. And he's created these storm assassins, and he's used his own power to do it. So that's kind of a bonus. He's gonna take 1d6 points of damage for the for all three. Wait, where is that? Yes, there we go. 3d6. So 1 2 2 6 9. The things we do for love. Yeah. Wow. 52. Ooh, did you hear that? I hope you didn't hear that. That'll take away some of the magic. It's got a bunch of hit points. You see lightning shoot, kind of drain a little bit out of him as these shapes appear in the rain with swords. And what are their initiative? That's a good question. Yeah. Anywhere he chooses within 30 feet of himself. He is 60 feet from the pillar. He's going to crate them, and they're going to be kind of near, as close as he can get to. They're going to be 30 feet away from the pillars. Let's put that. And it says the init is special, the initiative is special, but it doesn't explain what they mean by that. They just got summoning, so they have summoning sickness. I mean, every mage knows that. So they're not attacking just yet, but we're gonna have to move them into the initiative. What we're gonna do, we'll give them a roll, and they roll a 7. So we'll put them in with right before Brick, right after Owlbear. Storm assassins is what they are. Oh, and apparently they fly. Sweet. Okay. Cool. All right. That happened. Supernova. What you gonna do, girl? You kind of boofed that last one. I just don't feel like she has a I feel underwhelmed by her spells. Flaming Hands, not going to work. Enlarge. She tries that on the bee. It really doesn't do much. There's nobody nearby that's going to help her. It's time for her to get clever. Maybe not clever. She's pretty darn good with a longbow. She's Tina is gonna move away from people. Should she? Does this thing help? Any weapon touched to the pillar automatically assumes a rocky appearance. Seems like stupid that she wouldn't try to. All right, she's running towards the. She can move 30 feet. She's running to the pillar, and she knocks her bow, and while she's running, she takes out her bow, and she puts her bow up against it, and sure enough, the same magical power flows into her bow. Oops. That was a 6, too. That's a darn shame. She gets +1, which is good. That gives her a +5 total for these bows, and that's awesome. Okay, that was her move. Owlbear. Owlbear's all... No. Owlbear. He's finally making it to the pillar. As fast as he can. Slams his nasty axe against it. And... Come on, guys. What? He gets +1. +1. Turns, and he's ready. These 3 assassins are out there looking at him. And here they come. They come howling, flying about, just shapes made from rain. Come flying at them at the, let's see, who we got at the pillar? We've got Owlbear, Brick, and Tina. Oh no, we got Untada too. They are coming, one's coming at Owlbear, one's coming, they can move, okay, hold on, they're 30 feet away, these guys can move pretty fast, they can fly at 40 feet, so they are coming, and one comes at Owlbear, one at Brick, and one at Untada. So, that said, let's do some rolling. Okay. It's a good storm assassin D20. Ooh, yeah, here you go. Okay. This one is Owlbear. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Whoa. All right, to the crit table for monsters. These things are 1d8, so they're only a 1 hit die, so that's okay. And they're rolling on the monster d6. I'm not going to count them as humanoids. I'm going to say they're others. Monster d6 is right here, actually. And then d6 is 6. Weapon lodged in PC's chest. This attack inflicts plus 2d6 damage and additional 1d6 damage next round. Holy crap. Well, good thing Untada is right there, right? So let's roll this out, huh? 2d6 additional damage, and then it does 1d6 plus 1 already. So we got 3d6 plus 1 damage. Let's find some crappy dice. That's not crappy dice. That's a good die. See that? Those are good dice. I prefer blue. Let's do some blue. Here we go. Okay. 3d6 plus 1. 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage. He is not down, but he is hurting. Yes. So the storm assassin figure comes ripping through the rain, swings its sword, and even though the sword is made out of the darkness of the between thing, it lodges itself in Owlbear's. Somehow it didn't even. He wasn't even defending himself with his shield. It goes right into his chest. He screams out, "Roar!" and falls to the. Well, I'm not gonna have him fall to the ground, but he screams out. He's gonna get another 1d6 next round, which means that's bad. That's bad. Okay. The other one. Okay, so we're not done yet. Another one comes right at Brick. 5. He misses Brick. Brick ducks, jumps and rolls out of the way. And then Untada, who, yeah, 13 plus 2 is 15. Untada has an AC of 12, so Untada is getting hit, but like nothing fancy. 1d6 plus 6 plus. Oh, you 7 points of damage to Untada. Untada ain't doing that great either. All right. So the opening melee, not so good for the heroes. Not so good. Good thing they're standing right next to the healing pillar, though, huh? Okay. I wonder how we can make that happen. So, Brick, it's next round. Next round. I think Owlbear is going to go before the next round, or no? Damn. Nope. Okay, Brick. What you doing, Brick? Ooh, Untada is going to go, though. Okay, so anyway, Brick, jumps and rolls out of the way, comes back up with his 2 daggers. He is going to... I'm going to give him a roll. He wants to take out the one that has buried its shadow axe in Owlbear's chest. He comes up, his friend's screaming there. One had just kind of flown in to try to get him. He's gonna do another roll, and I'm gonna give him like I'm gonna let him do a check versus sneak silently, hide in shadows. We'll give him a hide in shadows check. Or agility. No, hide in shadows is way better. If that makes sense. He rolls a 14. He makes it. We're going to backstab. He's coming up, both daggers to backstab this shadow thing. Or where he thinks there's a backstab. He doesn't. I haven't given him a lot of chances to backstab. It's automatic crit, right? Yeah. I don't think he needs to automatically crit. These things aren't that strong. Yeah. So he's gonna roll 2d16. Are you seeing this? I need to plug the other camera in. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. Okay. Are you seeing this? So this is not good. This is, he gets backstabs +3. His melee attack is +3. So he's getting +6. Oh, plus the +2s. He's getting +8. Okay. What's the armor class of these guys? Armor class is 14. So 8 and 5 is 13. 8 and 3 is 11. This is a thief. This is the bread and butter of a thief, is his luck. He's going to... he already spent 1, but he's going to spend another one. So he's going to spend 1. Spend 1. gets 2, which is all he needs for the 1 hit. So, right, it's plus 8. Yeah. 14. Yeah. One of his daggers hits. One of his daggers hits. 1d10. It's doing 5. Plus 2 is 7. Plus 2 damage on its own is 9. He also crits automatically because it's a backstab, but he did not need to. This thing's dead. So he lands like one kind of, misses one, hits with the other one. Now he wasn't quite sure where he was aiming anyway, but the thing kind of like disintegrates right in front of him. Which what I'm gonna do is, because this thing's weapon was lodged in his chest, it's going to be gone. So I'm not gonna cause the next additional damage to it. So Owlbear is supposed to get another 1d6 damage the next round, but we're not gonna have that happen because the weapon is no longer lodged in his chest, although he is hurting pretty darn bad. So thank you, Brick. Untada has got to deal with the one that's in front of him. So he swings with his short sword at the crazy thing that just swung at him. 17. Good show, old man. Plus 4, ultimately. Right? No, plus 3. So he's hitting it for 20. Awesome. 20. How much damage is he doing? 1d6 plus 1. 1d6 plus 1. Wow. Okay. 2 points of damage. So, not cool. Let me do a quick. Okay. It is not dead. He screams, he swings, and his sword goes through part of it. And you can, in the wind and everything, you swear he heard something happen, but he's not quite sure. And the thing still seems to be there. Beekeeper. Beekeeper did not run towards the pillar. His AC is now back to 11. His magic shield is done. It's time for him to start the force manipulation. I mean, it makes sense. He's going to start throwing balls of force at this thing. It worked last time. Let's do it. I'm not going to say what I think might happen. The way things work out. Beekeeper. All right, buddy. Let's do this. Spell check. 18. Right on, dude. He's rolling a 23, which doesn't really affect what he's about to do. He's going to. Let's always like seeing how this is going to manifest. It's a 1. Boo. Okay. So. Beekeeper puts his hands together. His hands start to shimmer, and the air hums with power, and a ball of force rips out of his hands and smacks into the Fury Elemental, and it screams out, and more in rage than pain, because he does 8 points of damage. Well, I mean, I guess that's not bad. It just could be so much more. 2 1s. Okay. Fury Elemental screeches in anger and fury. More fury. More fury. Thank you, Beekeeper. And the Fury Elemental. What are you going to do now, bro? What tricks do you have up your sleeve? Yeah. That would probably be smart. I think, okay, so he can move 60 feet. Where's my little chart? Now this is third round, so 3 rounds till lightning blast. There's my little card. He is 90 feet from everybody. Well, yes. He can move 60. Because I'm thinking he's gonna. I mean, he just got hit by Beekeeper. He's coming for him. Oh, that would make sense. Okay, the Fury Elemental screams out in fear. Not fear. He's not afraid. Screams out. Says something about how he's gonna whip the his. He's gonna says something. We can't hear him over the rain. It's something bad, right? And suddenly the man-shaped figure that he is kind of turns into like kind of a maelstrom or a tornado kind of thing, and then starts whipping around. He's turned himself into this a screaming spectral wind for 1d4 rounds. 4 rounds. So when he comes out of it, he's going to be able to cast lightning. This makes him physically, he cannot be harmed physically. But he cannot harm. But he, Be Nasty, needs to make a save or flee in terror. And he fails. Be Nasty shoots off to the other end of the arena in fear. The poor little bee couldn't handle it. He's gone. So the bee's out. The spectral wind, the Fury Elemental, starts whipping around he moves at 120 feet per. That's the 120. He gets whipping around the pillar and all around, and he's letting his Storm Assassins go while he flips out. And you know, a good. All right, we're gonna let this slide. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you. It's all good. All right, so gotta pay attention to how many feet and all that kind of stuff you are, for sure. All right, Supernova. Tina, what you got? She's got a bow, and she's not hampered. But the thing she was gonna shoot is now a wind for who knows how long. So she whips out her bow, and it's going to take a shot at the one that's on Untada. No, the one that attacked Brick. It's a longbow, so she's going to take a hit on the die chain. So she's going to do a 1d16 because she's not that far away. And she gets +5. Sweet baby Jesus. All right, so 2 and 5 it is not. She's not hitting nothing. The arrow flies past. Okay, so she's kind of firing into melee, which means if she misses, there's a 50% chance she hits somebody else. So let's stay true to that little nugget of information and roll a d50. I mean d50, 50%. Let's do that. Where's this little guy? All right. I'm not quite sure if you roll over or roll less. 50% chance it's going to happen. You roll over, it happens. And the arrow lands into Brick. Her heart sinks. And she decides right then that her days in X-Crawl are over. You were here to experience it. The arrow thuds into Brick. 2 points of damage. Well, she's at 2. What's her damage at? 2 Missile damage is +2. It's 4 points of damage. Well, sorry. She get another +1 because of the rock thing. So 5 points of damage into Brick. Shoots into his shoulder. She can't hear him scream, but she can hear it in her heart. Owlbear. Very close to bleeding out. Stumbles back, turns, and falls and clutches the pillar. He falls up against it, and that is going to heal him 6 points of damage. So while he's not back completely up to snuff, he is much better than he was. Storm Assassins. There's one that's attacking Untata. That's coming in for the kill. Blue D20. It's been rolling and it's been screwing. Oh, here you go. All right, 1d6. 1d6. 3. Legs knocked out from beneath the character, knocking him prone. Okay, so this thing swings at his legs, and connects and does, what was it, 1d6 plus 1, 6 points of damage to Untata. Wow. And knocks him down. Luckily, knocks him down because, let me say that Untata is incredibly close to bleeding out. Very, like, 1 point close. The other Storm Assassin, the arrow flew past him to hit Brick. He zeroes in on Tina and comes right at Tina. But he swings and misses. So she is good to go. Brick, even through his pain, he sees the one going for Tina, and yeah, so he's not far away, so it's gonna be a backstab. I'm gonna let him have a backstab because this thing does have its back to him, at least in my mind. And he can see her, it's going right for her. He runs up and stabs with both his stealing knives. And what? Alright, so that's like basically the same roll he did last time, except it was a 3 and a 5. The pain sparks up in his head, and I don't know when he goes, and he can't make it happen. Just too. I'm not gonna have him waste any minute luck, but it makes too much sense that the pain overcomes him, and he's not able to do a good hit. But he's right there. Untata just got beat down. Okay, so I haven't done this yet in any game of this. I haven't. A cleric can ask for divine help. Let's see what that actually kind of... Divine aid. The cleric is entitled to beseech his deity for divine aid. Beneficent followers are always rewarded with spells and the ability to turn the unholy, so it must be recognized that requesting direct intervention is an extraordinary act. To request divine aid, the cleric makes a spell check, the same modifier would spell, yep. This extraordinary act imparts a cumulative of +10 penalty to future disposal. Oh, wow. Wow. Huh. Well, he could do that. Or he could... I'm not imaginative enough to think about... Like, the examples are, like, simple requests, light a candle. I don't like that +10 penalty to future disapproval range. That means Well, no, that's okay. That just means if he fail, I mean, he's got to fail the spell. If he makes the spell checks, it's gonna be fine. All right, so I need something interesting for his request. Extraordinary request: summon and control a living column of flame, or DC 18 or higher. I need something halfway in between. I don't think he needs to do that just yet. I don't think he's at that point where he's going to Divine Aid. I think one thing would be a mass heal for his whole team would be cool, but I don't think he needs that just yet now that I think about it. I think he's just going to cross his arms and heal and lay on hands himself. Shit. I forget what his disapproval rating is right now. Oh boy. Wait, he has the Mantle of the High Priest, which he picked up from this adventure, actually, that does something in regards to disapproval ranges and such. I think he picked it up in the Battle of the Bands. Mantle of the High Priest grants a +1 on clerical spell checks, turning undead checks, and lay on hands rolls. Okay. So all he needs to do is spend a point of luck, which he has 12, so that's not unheard of. And he won't boof, but I don't know. I haven't been doing a good job of keeping track of his. Well, he hasn't failed very much. He hasn't been casting super amount of spells. So, he would still fail, and then now it would be 1 to 2, his disapproval range. But all right, I'm going to spend a point of luck so he doesn't straight up fail right now, disapproval wise. Because then he'd have to do something crazy for his, like, begin praying immediately for an hour. So you'll make that a 2 plus 5 is 7. He's still gonna fail. So now he his disapproval range is 1 to 2. 1 to 2. Okay, that didn't work. He's not healed. He is laying there and with 1 hit point, and his god is not answering him. Beekeeper. Funny thing, is this Screaming Spectral Wind, its terror wind form, the element cannot be physically harmed except by magic missiles or similar arcane attacks. So, Beekeeper's watching him. Scare my bee, will you? And his mercurial effect, I'm sorry if you've been following along, and this is old hat too, but his mercurial effect for force manipulation is chain casting, which means he gets an additional +1 each time he casts it. So now he's rocking a +6 to cast force manipulation. So +6 is 16, which is enough to do what he needs it to do. Same deal. Right, yeah. Glowing blue ball of death. So he's watching with his eyes whipping around. The Fury Elemental, in its hubris, thinks it's safe, but the ball of force finds it, slams into him, causing 15 points of damage, which is pretty awesome. Oh, no. Wow. Can you do math, bro? Right. Yeah. Cool. That was 1 round, right? Still 1 round, so it's locked in and it can't do any damage. So, haha, it might have screwed itself. Fury Elemental, screaming, whipping around, can't hurt anybody, can't really scare anybody. thinks it's safe, but it's not, and that's 1 round. So 1 round, 3 more rounds till it's back to its normal form. Supernova, girl, you got a guy right up in grill, and you can't really cast that long. You can't do that longbow. I guess I should have did the animal summonings. She's been doing the animal summonings, but it doesn't ever seem to. Well, I think it did help last time, actually. So, no, I don't want to do that. Flaming Hands is not going to work in the rain that well. Okay, so she's going to draw her long sword. She's not going to move because this thing will be able to take an opportunity attack. Take an opportunity attack at her, so she's not going to move. She's going to drop her longbow and draw her longsword, which is not magical. Yeah, that's the best thing she's got right now. She just needs to stay alive at this point. Owlbear's healed. He's up against the pillar. He kicks himself off and looks around. He's pissed. He sees the one that's got he sees the one that's standing above Untada and charges it with his shield and his nasty axe. He's gonna obliterate this guy. Obliterate. Come on, you don't obliterate rolls like that, man. 9, 10, 11. So disappointing. So disappointing. He, yeah, it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. This is embarrassing. Completely. And I'm not going to spend any of his luck. He doesn't have a whole lot of luck. So, a whole lot of luck? No. So, awkward. Hold on. Wait, whoa. Hold on. I'm sorry. He does get +4. And he's rolling a 1d5 now. What am I rolling that for? He rolls 1d5. Alright, hold the phone. I think I screwed up last round game too. So it's 9 plus 4 plus 4. So it's 8. So it's 17. He definitely hits. Take that. Take that. Yeah, so 1d6 in the damage too. Is it +4 in the damage too? I think, yeah. 6, 4, 7. Oh, he's got the +1 from the sword too. 7, 8. Totally, axe goes through this thing. He hears a satisfying crunch, and it disappears. That one's gone. Okay, good. That's much. I feel much better. I am playing right. Okay, that was the one that was over in Tada. We have the one that's facing off with Supernova, and it's its turn, and it swings at her, and she swears she sees it smiling. It thinks it has her. And it misses. She dodges out of the way. She's much better at seeing. It's her keen elven eyes. She can see where its sword is. Brick, his pain gets over it. And this thing still doesn't know it's behind him. So he takes another swing at it. We're going to give him a backstab. 2d16. This time, he hits with one of them. This thing doesn't have, I'm not even going to roll because this thing had, oh, that was the one that was in Tada. This thing does have, okay, hold on. He does need to roll. Backstab it now. 1d10. 4, 3, 7. Dead. Don't even have to crit. It's gone. So, both Storm Assassins are dead. The Wind Fury Elemental is whipping around. At this point, Untada. Oh, well, we got to go through everybody's round because we got people who are dying. Untada crawls over to the pillar and grabs and touches it and gets his healing for the round. 4. Not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. Beekeeper narrows his eyes. He's all charged up. Now he's getting a +2. He's now rocking a +7. As long as he doesn't lose the spell, but even if he loses spell, he can spell burn and mess some stuff up. Beekeeper's rolling yellow. Always yellow. 12 + 7 is 19. He is doing 3d6. And do I have another yellow? I certainly do. Oh, come on. 4, 6. That's on the sneeze at. The ball of force whips out of his hands again and slams into the and follows around. Maybe it whips around. The crowd's going, yeah, it's falling around, chasing the screaming wind, and then slams into it and dissipates. And the crowd can hear almost like the cry from the Fury Elemental. And it's the Fury Elemental's turn. We knock off a thing. We got 2 more rounds till it wakes. It gets back to its normal form. Supernova. Tina, what you gonna do, girl? She's gonna get her longbow back, and she's following the thing with her eyes. But that's all she's following it. She's waiting. She knows her arrows aren't gonna do. She's waiting for an opening, but even she doesn't think her arrows are gonna do anything to it at the moment. Waiting for it to reassemble itself. Owlbear, same deal. They all he moves away though. He starts moving in closer to the middle of the field. About 30 feet, 20 feet out. Brick. Brick does this. You know what? No. Brick drinks one of his. Yeah, we got these healing potions. I think they do 2d6. Yeah, he's gonna drink a healing potions. For 7, that's a 6. For 7, which puts him back up to full health. He's good. He gives a thumbs up to Tina to let her know that it's okay. And when he drinks the potions, the arrow kind of like cracks off and falls. I don't know how that works, but and it heals up. He gives a thumbs up to her and flashes her a smile, and her heart flutters a little bit. Untada. Yeah, so Untada gets himself back up. Beekeeper. Yes. Let's do it. He is like a machine gun. $17. He hits. Does his thing. Shoots it out. Come on, roll good. Ones. What's with this? That's okay. That's the 3rd time I've rolled 2 1s. It's like they're mocking. I gotta stop. I gotta find another dice. That's 5 points of damage. Alright. Fury Elemental. 1 more round and it is back. It is back. It is rocking. It is. He could kill it, but he'd have to roll all 6s. He being the Beekeeper. All right, Tina. Tina's just watching, waiting, just waiting. She's going to get her moment. She knows it. Owlbear, middle of field. He's waiting for his moment. Brick moves. Brick moves. Oh, you know what? Owlbear's going to drink a potion too. 10 points of damage. Wow, 10. Puts him right back up. Untada pops his potion. 8. All right. And the Beekeeper. He knows the crowd's watching. He knows that sooner or later that thing's going to come out. He needs to make this count. Says the words, feeling charged. Right. Of course. Well, so critical failure. So what we need, he is rolling at +7. So he's at 9. His luck is actually pretty good. I mean, he's rocking a 14 luck. He has not really used it much. He could spell burn or he could use luck. He needs, what does he need to succeed? Hold on. I think it's 11. Pretty sure it's 11. I should know this by heart by now. He needs a 12. So it's +7. He needs 3. He is definitely burning 3 luck to make it happen, which gives him... All right, so I'm not going to back up because this fight could go on for another hour or two, but I'm saving something to tell you after it's all done. All right, so he is going to spend three pieces of luck, or 3 bits of luck. 3. That puts him at 11. To hit this thing for 9 points of damage. Screeches. It screams. Everyone hears a scream and like a and suddenly it's back. It's in the middle of the field and it is pissed off. And what's it gonna do? What is it gonna? Actually, it's not in the middle of the field. It's flying right at the beekeeper. It manifests right near him, and it swings a claw of shearing wind right at him. Karma, baby. All right, let's go. It rolls a 12 plus 5, so he hits him. It does 1d10. 1d10. Where are my d10s? Do I have a blue d10 to keep with the theme? I think I do. Here's one right here. Ha! Any plus damage? 1d10? Nope. But beekeeper needs to make a reflex. Right? No, fortitude save. 18. Oh, he totally makes it. Ha! So, the beekeeper, it's coming right at him. The shearing wind, the head of it's coming right at him. Like maybe it's like a ethereal skull or something. It's screaming. It's coming right at him. He shoots a force ball at it. It hits it, and then a wham! It's right in front of him, and it swings, and with a big claw thing, and the beekeeper just stands there, and it whips it. Maybe his hood falls back, and we see his kind of almost bee eyes. But he takes the hit, and he's still standing, and the crowd goes crazy. This guy is like, he's gonna be a legend. He's on his way to being a legend. He takes 2 points of damage and is still standing. Yeah. All right. Fury Elemental is back in the business. Tina. All right, so there's this intense rain that's all around him. The Fury Elemental. So, well, no, it's within 60 feet. She is within 60 feet. So she cannot see that well, but she can see though, and she's going to take the shot. She's going to take the shot, which actually means she could hit the beekeeper. How confident is she? Is she a little shaken? Or is she going to summon the steel within her and say if this is going to be her last X-crawl, this is the shot it's going to make. She says a little prayer to her family, and she is taking the shot. Tina, here we go. All right, because she gets +5. -2, so she gets +3. Oh boy. So let's roll. Let's see. Does she hit the? Does she hit him? Roll less than 50. 80. Oh, yeah, 80. Wow. Yeah. So she hits the beekeeper. Girl, you need to just give up. I think she's gonna. So. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. The beekeeper takes it 8 points of damage. The crowd has turned on Tina. Whether she had made the decision to quit X-Crawl with the last mess up, this time she's gonna be asked. Like the crowd, she is, yes. She just shot their hero. Man, what a fight. Okay, so she's gonna be shamed. Oh boy. Owlbear. Man, dwarves do not move fast enough for the X-Crawl. He is. Yeah, he's gonna do the best he can to fight through the storm towards the Fury Elemental. He's pretty sure it's gonna stay where it's at for a while until the beekeeper or it's dead. Owlbear starts moving towards him. It's gonna take him a minute. Brick, seeing what happened, his gut, he feels terrible, but he starts running too. It's gonna take him. No, wait a minute. These guys are at. All right, so they gotta fight through the rain. It doesn't delay them, right? No, just reduces visibility. So he's going to make it there because he was only 30 feet. He was at the pillar. He was 30 feet from the beekeeper. He moves 30 feet speed. Brick is actually going to make it to the Fury Elemental. And based on the whole visibility thing and all that, he's going to come right up on it. And let's give him a backstab, right? Or why not? Brick puts his head down, runs through the rain, leaps with his 2 daggers. Alright, one is a natural crit. And the other one is not a hit. Not a hit, right? Yeah, because this guy's AC is 16. He does hit with a backstab. Doing, alright, he's going to get this crit and everything. Okay, let's do the damage first. It's 1d10. 4, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. And let's roll crit just for the heck of it. What is his crit table? Crit table 2, 1d14. Crit table 2, which I don't have up here. Whoa! Crit, oh wait, no. It's 1d14. 1d14, which I think is this one. Yeah. 3. I'm gonna do this just for the heck of it, but this thing is dead. 2, 3. Clean strike to back. Inflict plus 2d6 with this strike. Plus 2d6. 8 more damage. Flies through the air. Slams both daggers in the back of this thing. It screeches. Bursts a lightning. A wind flows out of it. And Brick falls to his knees as it dissipates and the storm dies. And the stadium goes crazy and horns go off and people start running. The walls come down. It's all suddenly all clear. And our heroes have won this X-Crawl. Not without a price. Yeah. So here's where I messed up. his force manipulation was 25 feet per level. So he was actually only able to cast that 75 feet out. And this thing was whipping around the arena. I very easily could have been saying that, well, we could say that because he had kept hitting it, it wanted to hurt him, so it stuck around his immediate area. Or I could have played it the other way, where it started going off to the other side of the stadium, which was plausible too. But it's a Fury Elemental. It doesn't necessarily have to be smart. So maybe it was pissed off and it was like just hanging around him because he hit it that first time. But I don't know. It was a little iffy. But it's not like he did do a third of the damage, fourth of or a half of the damage. Brick got to save the day, which is good, right? Because Brick wasn't able to do much. You know who was the least valuable player this whole time, other than Tina, was Owlbear. Man, we just could not get him to participate hardly in all these battles. Which makes me really think, which is great, because it makes me think a lot about what it takes to put together a team, what spells to pick, that kind of stuff, for this kind of tactical experience of these X crawls, which is fun. It's fun thinking of it this way. Yeah, so I'm gonna next Saturday, I'm gonna have a little bit of a what happens after, because it's just kind of fun. But I'll tell you that Tina, yeah, she's not making it back. And there might be a couple that aren't going to make it back. But I'll tell you who's going to make it back for sure is the Beekeeper. And I'm pretty sure Untada is going to make it back too. I'm not quite sure which X-Crawl I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing the next one, which is level 4, I believe. So that's cool. Or maybe I'll jump ahead and do one. There's a couple that are like higher levels, which I'm really interested in seeing what kind of challenges are there for like level 8s and 9s, because in Dungeon Crawl Classic that's super high level. Like a level 8 seems like a level 20 from D&D. Alright, so that was fun. That was Louisiana Rising X-Crawl module. You can get that sucker at goodmangames.com or DriveThruRPG. There's a lot of other things I didn't get into, so there's some other cool stuff for your party if you want to throw them into the mix. Your party, that is. All right, and that is that. One last shout out to Double Drow Cave Pale Ale. Thank you for your sponsorship. And that is that. Viva la Dungeon!